Do you have any ID on you?
Yeah, man, why?
Just so I can log who I'm out with. That's it.
Oh, man, yeah, I got my ID. Shit, my ID in my truck, man.
Where's your truck at?
It's over here, but you don't need my ID.
Yeah, I'm gonna ID you.
Well, for what?
So I can log who I made contact with.
I'll tell you my name, but you don't need my ID.
I got a call, so.
A call for what?
Because you were in there and they asked you to leave a couple times.
Ain't nobody asked me to leave from here.
Walmart called, man. I'm still gonna ID you.
No, you're not gonna ID.
Yes, I am.
You don't have the right. You don't have the right. I'm working. I'm at work just like you, bro. Okay.
Come here.
As soon as that second patrol car comes on the scene, Officer Fitzhugh yells, "Come here," goes hands on, and ends up tasing him, as you can see.
Check out this brand new footage from Cabot, Arkansas. Yet another Walmart video submitted to me by this man's lawyer, who you'll hear from in a minute. This is brand new. You won't see this anywhere else. So Walmart calls the cops and reports a non-crime. Usually they do this without ever asking the individual to leave. They just call the cops. Then the cops show up and likewise don't ask the person to leave. But instead, they demand an ID in the absence of any legitimate suspicion of criminal behavior. So no crime has been committed, but the person gets detained. As I've explained before in numerous videos, what is required for the police to detain someone against their will? Is it enough that a Walmart employee doesn't like the way you look or something about you? No. Police must have reasonable suspicion to detain you. When you're forced to stop and talk to them and provide your ID, that is a detainment. Reasonable suspicion is required. Take a look at the footage from this encounter, which involves not only a detainment, but also a tasing and a warrantless arrest. And then we'll discuss the aftermath, the law, and the lawsuit that was just filed.
He has a black baseball cap on. He's got a black hoodie on, cargo pants. He's a black male. He's carrying around a big old clipboard.
You said black male?
Yes, ma'am.
And he's out in your parking lot?
Yes, ma'am, right now. We haven't told him to leave just yet because we've already told him before and he just keeps coming back. So now we're just going to call. We're just calling you guys.
Okay.
Racial marijuana.
That's it. Okay. Do you have any ID on you?
Yeah, man, why?
Just so I can log who I'm out with. That's it.
Oh, man, yeah, I got my ID. Shit, my ID in my truck, man.
Where's your truck at?
It's over here, but you don't need my ID.
Yeah, I'm gonna ID you.
Well, for what?
Mr. Scruggs was working as a person collecting signatures. There was a ballot initiative a couple ballot initiatives to change the Arkansas Constitution. So they gather signatures to get enough to put it on the ballot. And he was working for a company gathering signatures, very common during that time. And so he's out in front of a Walmart in the parking lot, asking people to sign to support the ballot initiative. It's something a lot of people were doing. He had been doing often. At some point, Walmart asked him, or they wanted him to leave. They never asked him. They admit on the recording, never asked him to leave. So they call the police there in Cabot, Arkansas. The police ask him, is he refusing to leave? Say, no, we haven't asked him to leave, but we want you guys to come do that. So police show up. Officer Fitzhugh makes contact with Mr. Scruggs and said, hey, they want you to leave. You'll see on the video, Mr. Scruggs immediately says, hey, I was about to leave anyway. No problem.
So I can log who I made contact with.
I'll tell you my name, but you don't need my ID.
I got a call, so.
A call for what?
Because you were in there and they asked you to leave a couple times.
Ain't nobody asked me to leave from here.
Walmart called, man.
Tries to leave. Officer Fitzhugh demands ID. At that point, Mr. Scruggs says, hey, I think my license is in my car, so I'm going to go, and you don't need my ID. I'm just going to leave. I haven't done anything wrong.
Ain't nobody asked me to leave, man.
So,
all right, I'll leave, bro. You don't need my name.
Yes. Come here.
Huh?
Where's your truck at?
My truck over here, bro.
Okay.
But you don't need.
Yeah, I'm gonna ID you.
I'm leaving. Okay.
Cap, we have a 97, 94.
I'm leaving, man.
Fitzhugh continues to demand ID. They start walking all the way across the parking lot for what seemed like forever, but it was just across a big Walmart parking lot. Not at a running pace. There was no one chasing. There was no fleeing. Officer Fitzhugh never told him he had to stop. So they're walking back and forth. I'm going to get your ID. No, you're not. Haven't done anything wrong. Why do you need it?
I'm 1050. What's your 20?
Yeah, I'll tell you.
10-4, we're walking over towards AT&T. My car's in row 5 locked, but we're walking over to his truck.
Yeah, man, I'm leaving, bro. Like you don't have to.
Negative.
All you gotta do is pull up on me.
We're walking over to AT&T.
You don't have to do all this.
My car is in row 5. We're walking over to his truck. Start heading over towards AT&T. He's not very cooperative.
You don't need to be doing this, man. I said I'll leave.
Okay.
I'm leaving.
Well, I'm still gonna ID you.
No, you're not gonna ID me.
Yes, I am.
You don't have the right to. You don't have the right. I'm working. I'm at work just like you, bro. Okay?
Come here.
No, I ain't no
Come
coming here. No.
Step it up, 46.
I'm leaving. Y'all can do your thing, man. Y'all can do your thing, man.
Come here.
As soon as that second patrol car comes on the scene, Officer Fitzhugh yells, "Come here," goes hands on, and ends up tasing him, as you can see.
No, man.
Look,
bro. No, don't grab me, man.
Come here.
Don't grab me, bro. Don't grab me.
Come on, 46.
Don't grab me.
Come on.
Don't grab me, man. Don't grab me. Man, I'm gonna tell you right
Cooperate.
now. Don't
Relax.
grab me, man. Get off me, man. Get the off me.
Relax.
Man. Get your hands off me, man. Get your hands
Relax.
off me, bro. Get off me. Get the off me. I ain't done a damn thing.
I'm fixing to tase you.
I haven't done anything, man. I ain't done anything.
I'm fixing to tase you.
So you are the lawyer representing the plaintiff, Mr. Scruggs, in this case?
Yes, sir. We're a small firm downtown Little Rock, Arkansas. So they end up arresting him that day. He gets let out later that night.
What did they arrest him for? What did they charge him with?
Well, so it's funny. There's some body cam footage. They end up charging him with just resisting arrest. But you'll see in the body cam between the different officers that arrived later, they're kind of asking him the same thing. And they all seem a little bit of a loss about, well, what did he actually do? And they run through a couple things. Well, can we get him on assault of an officer? No, he didn't really assault him. Can we get him on obstruction? And you can see in the body language of the other officers, they're very uncomfortable with what just happened. But none of them ever spoke up to actually stop this from happening. So they end up charging him with just resisting arrest. I represented him in that.
What agency do these guys work for?
So this is the Cabot Police Department. It's a kind of a suburb of Little Rock.
Why were they saying that they needed his ID? Just because are they saying they wanted to fill out one of these trespass forms, or they needed to complete a police report?
No, that's kind of the odd thing. I mean, like, in theory, a police report, but he never really even says, so you'll see it sometimes and all over the place. And I've seen it locally here. Oh, we have to get the ID of everyone we come in contact with. But no one ever threatened trespass. No one ever threatened that he committed a crime, alleged that he committed a crime. There's really just no reason to ID the guy. He was very cooperative. In the police report, it even mentions how he was extremely cooperative at the beginning.
Now, this Fitzhugh guy, is he a younger cop or is he an older guy?
Younger cop, and he since resigned from the force.
He resigned over this?
Not over this. No one will say why he resigned. I haven't had the opportunity to question him about it yet, but he did resign later that year. I don't remember the date, but he did resign later that year. But they never did anything to him. They never, that I can tell, never punished him, never said you did anything wrong.
I think they just teach these guys that, all right, anytime you encounter somebody, step number one is you have to obtain their ID. That's how we tell if somebody has outstanding warrants, blah, blah, blah. But then they don't differentiate the situation of encountering like a pedestrian or somebody in a Walmart parking lot with encountering somebody during a traffic stop where they already have them detained. And they just don't get that, all right, they have to, if they're going to force that, they have to have some reasonable suspicion that a crime was committed. It's like they skip over that in police academies across the country, I think.
No, I think that's right. I think they do have if not written, traditional policy of, hey, you get the ID of every person you come into contact with. And I think that's what brings the department as a whole into a bigger question, because it is the tradition of the department to do it. And so Arkansas has pretty good law on this. There's a case that says the officers cannot even indicate that they're legally required to give ID if they're not. So the officer can't even say you have to do it unless there actually is a legal requirement. So just making that indication is against law in Arkansas.
What happened with the criminal case?
So with the criminal case, they dropped it about a week beforehand. I told them, said, hey, I'd love to go to trial on this because it'd give me a chance to interrogate your officer on cross-examination. They did the right thing, ended up dropping it. But of course, as in a lot of criminal cases, you have to wait the months to get, and then right on the eve of trial, they end up dismissing it.
And this is one of the ones you see all over the country, happens over and over again. Well, we got a call. We got a call, so we need your ID. It would be very easy just to give them your ID and to cooperate. But, if some people aren't willing to push this, then we lose a little more of our freedom every time.
No, I think that's right. A lot of times what you'll see, all the big ones where people are, getting arrested and held for a long period of time, where people dying or having huge injuries. But the cases like this one, and after talking with Mr. Scruggs and seeing the video, of course, not every case is going to end up in a lawsuit, but if they're not willing to do anything about it, and there's hundreds of these happen all the time. So every once in a while, to help prove a point, and he has some damages. He got tased, he got hurt, he was incarcerated, he lost his employment because of this, because he got arrested on the job. So it's one that's important to Mr. Scruggs, and one that we're willing to fight for him.
Now, I get a lot of calls from people wanting, civil rights lawyers in different states. Are you accepting other cases if there are people in Arkansas that had these sorts of encounters with the police?
Well, sure. And we're always looking for good cases. Now, this is not all we do in Mesa. It's a very small part of our practice. But if there's a good case that needs to be pursued, we're willing to do that. Dodds, Kidd, Orion, and Rowan is the name of our firm. So anybody can Google us, look us up. We're right downtown Little Rock. All right. Well, I'll go ahead and put your contact information in the description here for this video. I really appreciate you, giving me the sort of the inside information and sharing this with me, and getting it out there for other people as well. So, all right, man. Well, I appreciate it, and definitely keep in touch. Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Thanks.
So there we have it. Thanks to this man's lawyer, Lucas Rowan, from the law firm of Dodds, Kidd, Ryan, and Rowan in Little Rock, Arkansas, both for taking on the government on behalf of this man, both defending successfully against the frivolous criminal prosecution, but also in seeking compensation in this subsequent civil lawsuit. I'll put their contact information in the description for those of you in Arkansas. Hopefully we'll be able to do a follow-up video on this one and maybe light up the old cigar to celebrate. This was a clear civil rights violation in my opinion. Just because a police agency wants an ID for their report, for their peace of mind, for their policies, or whatever, it does not entitle them to such. The Fourth Amendment requires reasonable suspicion for a police officer to detain someone and then ID them forcibly against their will. It doesn't appear that any Arkansas state law justified reasonable suspicion under these circumstances. Walmart admittedly did not ask the man to leave, nor did Walmart allege any criminal violation. The man did not need to be trespassed. He was actually attempting to leave when the police officer needlessly pursued him, grabbed him, tased him, and arrested him. Fortunately, this police officer has since resigned from that agency, but who knows? He may pop up somewhere else. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already, both here and at the blog at thecivilrightslawyer.com. Let me know in the comments if you see things differently. Remember, freedom is scary. Deal with it.